All right. Good morning. It is 12/7/22. What a beautiful day out. Never mind. It's not that great. Random motivation to do a video today. In sobriety, in recovery, in life in general, it is very important to be able to trust people. Just had a good conversation with my best friend about this stuff. But where it's most important is when people are asking for help, when they're suffering from addiction and they go into a place away from their family, a place they're surrounded by strangers, and in some case, and I'm using this term lately because I am a weirdo, but weirdos, surrounded by weirdos. My first treatment that I went to, a guy tried to crawl into a washing machine for one reason or another. Weird things happen when you're in treatment, or jail. But jail, a lot of times you don't go say, "Hey, can you put me in jail? I'm an addict and I need to recover. So can you put me in jail?" No, you sometimes are put into treatment by the courts and you don't want to go. But a lot of times there are a lot of people that go into treatment because they're asking for help. They need help and they want to help, and they should be able to go in there and fucking trust the people that they are dealing with. Some things in the last 24 hours have come forward in man. So some Facebook posts, if you've been following those, thought maybe I was going to go to jail yesterday or today. I got in touch with the court-appointed lawyer, and he has got the warrant that was issued for me. He's got that taken care of, and he's going to let me know when the next court date is. The warrant. The warrant was because apparently I had a court date on the 28th of November. I did not know about it. There was no paperwork or phone call from anybody. Missed that. Found out through actually my ex-wife, said, "Hey, you had court today. How'd it go?" Went, "What the hell are you talking about?" And turns out I had a court date. So I called the court and talked to the pre-trial services lady that I've been sending my breathalyzer logs and whatnot to her, and she said, "Yeah, but you had a court date, but I have nothing to do with that. You have to call the clerks." So I called the clerks number. They didn't have anything back from the courts yet. This was on the 28th, the day that it was supposed to happen that morning. And they said, "Well, maybe tomorrow we'll know." So I called back the next day. They didn't know anything. So I got a hold through several emails to the guy that I thought was going to represent me, and finally heard back from them. And they had tried to call on Thursday, and then Friday they spoke to somebody. They still didn't know what was going on, and so late Friday, the assistant of this attorney called me and said, "Yeah, we'll have to wait till Monday to see." Well, it turns out Monday at 9 a.m. was supposed to be the next court date. I didn't know. So again, my ex-wife found out that I was supposed to have court and asked me how it went. I was like, "Oh my God." Made some phone calls, sent some emails. Finally, the attorney that I thought was going to represent me, I got an email late yesterday at about 6 p.m. "Yep, you're supposed to have court yesterday morning. There's a warrant out and no bond. So that means you get picked up, you sit until they decide that they want to see you. And that can be as long as they want it to be." So no sleep. Last night I ended up taking my meds to try to get some sleep, and anxiety through the roof. And so I get to talk to my court-appointed attorney, who I thought I was replacing with this other attorney. who had represented me in my issues up north. And he said, I tried to call you twice and let you know that he didn't try to call, he did call to let you know when these court hearings were. And I was like, well, I didn't get any message. What number did you call? Assuming that he had my cell phone number. And because I was in treatment, I'd given him the number to my counselor at this treatment. And that's the number that he was calling. It should be known that this treatment that I was at and this counselor that I had, his boss was the lawyer that I thought that was going to help me handle this. So, and my counselor was very aware of what was going on. But I'm not there, so I guess he's not my counselor anymore, so he doesn't have to forward these messages on, apparently. So now, after all this, the court-appointed attorney is going to be the one that's going to help me out. But this treatment thing, I was told while I was in there that this counselor doesn't always follow through on what he's supposed to do and doesn't always pass on messages like he's supposed to. And I didn't. I try not to believe what everybody says in treatment because a lot of times we addicts would make shit up. Surprise. But you have to do this to get on sobriety court. You have to do this thing called a PSI. You have to sit down with somebody from the courts and you have to answer a bunch of questions to see if they'll even consider you for sobriety court. And this guy, I could only use my cell phone here and there at treatment, and this guy was really pissed. I finally got a hold of him one day and he was really pissed. He's like, I've been leaving messages and this and that. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, I can't have my cell phone all the time, and if you're saying that you're calling my counselor and he's not getting it, he's like, well, you need to find a new counselor and a new lawyer because this is your life and all this stuff. And I was like, man, this guy's just a douche. Well, turns out he's fucking right. I went into that place. I went into every treatment that I've been, 3 treatments this year, twice to the same place. And then this third one, I thought I needed a change of scenery. And it did help. I did, through my own actions, I found my higher power, excuse me. And I found, what I needed through my own studies and work. I truly feel that. And some of the good people that are there, the clients, and then some of the people that work at this treatment center, they're good people. They watched out for me. Some of the other techs, because I worked at this place for over a month, and I made some good relationships with some good people. So then this morning, I started to replay things, and right before I went into treatment, I was really getting into the Norse and pagan stuff. Easier called Viking stuff, if that's easier for people to understand. And obviously, I got the raven skulls on here to represent that, and they mean a lot to me. But I bought this drinking horn, and it was part of a ritual that you're supposed to do, or that you do. And obviously, not putting meat in it for me. The one I did, I put Dr. Pepper in it. But anyway, I had this horn, the stringing horn, and I had a really cool Viking mug that I bought myself. I'm diving head first into this thing because it felt good and it felt right. And so I left the mug behind in my haste to leave to get back to my grandmother. Also, the horn, when I gathered all my stuff, got brought out of the lockup or whatever you want to call it. When I was leaving the treatment, the horn wasn't there, and we made note of it. They couldn't find it. They said they'd find it and get back to me. So, okay, I trust you guys. So thinking back now, at the times that my counselor did not give me the message or relay a message for me. And then the guy who took me from the treatment back to my truck, okay, he was the guy that got all my stuff out of lockup, and I went through it, and he was the one that I told that the horn wasn't in there. And so he was pursuing this. So I go to jail, I get out, and I stop there on the way home to get my mug and to get the horn. And this same guy that took me there, this fellow tech, said, yeah, dude, you left the horn in my car, man. I mean, my car's not here, but I'll get it to you when I can. And then it didn't click. I just trust this guy. Oh, okay, yeah. Got to thinking, dude, you were the guy that checked me out. My horn wasn't in my stuff. Now it's just a horn. Okay. Yeah. It's $55 plus tax, whatever. It's not the monetary thing. It's a straight up fucking lie. So I went to treatment. My counselor didn't follow through on what he said he was going to do. My counselor let me down. He didn't give me the messages. That a fellow tech is lying about a stupid fucking horn. And he's a guy in recovery too. So he's got way more problems than I got right now. So I'll pray for him. But holy fuck, you know, I've been pulling my hair out trying to stay focused on my recovery and worrying about this stupid fucking court thing that's from August of 2020 and how this is dangling over my head in circuit court of all things, which means that they didn't drop it to anything. They want to give me a felony. They didn't even listen to anything that the court appointed attorney had to say. They said, nope, no deal. You're going to circuit court. So I could be getting a felony. And then that's going to change a lot of things for me. Not for the good. So I had to make this video to vent because this is a video log of how this is going through. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to watch these things. I think on my sobriety date every year, I'm going to watch every video from start to finish as best I can. And I'm going to rewatch these things so I can hear my voice, so I can refill these emotions and remind myself that I never want to fucking go back and pick up another fucking drink of alcohol again. And maybe one person will listen to this and be like, man, I'm going through the same thing, or man, this isn't as bad as what I've been. I don't want to have these things happen. So the moral of this video is you have to be able to trust people. And I think in every video I say connection is opposite of addiction. You're going to connect with a lot of people. You're going to try to connect with a lot of people. You're going to try to let your guard down, and people are going to fuck you. People are going to, but you have to get to a point where you care enough about yourself that you can take that hit and say, you know what? Fuck them. I can't control them. They're a piece of shit. I'm doing everything that I can to stay sober and in recovery. And we got to just let like water off a duck's back. Let it roll. Okay. I'm trying to do something with Sober Heathen. I'm trying to create a website. I want to make that something where people can go to and find information that they need. I want to be a person that people that want to get in recovery and to start their sobriety journey, I want to be somebody that they can trust. So this is very eye-opening for me that I have to make sure that I set these boundaries and be able to tell people, no, I can't help you with that. And try to, instead of doing my old way of, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna find a way to help you, even though I know that there's probably no way that I could probably help you. I need to establish that. I need to be somebody that in recovery people can trust. And that is so important. And I have a small group of people. I don't have a big family. I don't have a big circle, but I tell you what, I got 3 friends, and Chris, Zach, and Ryan, that have been great for me, that I've known for a very long time. And you know, I have a guy that I don't really know that's in recovery that has helped me as he can. You know, I have a great grandmother who's 98 who would do anything for me. I have a dad that we weren't really close at all, and this past year and a half, he's really come through and been there for me more than a lot of people that are blood family. So I'm not unlucky in my relationships. So trust. A treatment center should be a place where you can go and have full trust that they have your best interest in mind, and to be able to take your message and pass it on to the people that need to hear it, because you don't have a phone that you can go to get on and email and call as you need. Something that simple, and then for them to get a message to relay it to you in a timely manner. That's not reinventing the wheel. That's writing a note down on a piece of paper and passing it on. That's answering your phone and writing down what they're saying and returning a phone call. Simple fucking shit, man. And if you can't, you know, this counselor was a great guy. I mean, I liked him as a person. ish. When I was working there, he didn't really know me, and I remember approaching him one time, and he just kind of blew me off, and I was like, man, that guy's an asshole. Um, if you're not in it, if you're not in it 100% to help these guys that are in your group, if you're just going to say, oh well, God is going to take care of everything, if that's the best you got, man, good luck to you. Um, and I'm trying not to be bitter, dude. I'm trying not to be bitter towards this dude and this place right now, because they did offer me employment and I did enjoy working there. Um, but I'm let down, man. I'm let down. I'm let down that these messages didn't get pushed through. So anyway, the good news is the warrant's called back. I will go have my day in court, and I will offer up to the judge everything that I've done so far, where I'm at, and he will decide my near future, but he's not going to define my life, and neither is alcohol. But that's not going to define me anymore. So, listen, I really appreciate you. Um, find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Um, like and subscribe, and maybe we can make something out of this thing. Love you all. Have a good day.